Good morning, everyone. This video is for the UEP-279 and ENV-166 Tufts University and Harvard Extension School's Water Resources and Policy class. What I'm going to go through today is the process of taking data from the USGS WaterData website. This might be useful for your projects or for future work in other classes. So, let's start by going to your browser of interest and just typing waterdata.usgs.gov, and then you can press enter. And what will come up is the main page for the USGS WaterData. The USGS collects through a series of sensors across the United States a large amount of information about the water flow, evaporation, water quality, water quantity, and other things like that. So what we're going to start first is we're going to scroll down a bit and click on this map. And here, once it loads, you can see all of the sites across the United States that can be accessed. You can filter these by surface water sites, groundwater sites, springs, atmospheric sites, and other sites. What I always like to do is first search by street address. So if I look, let's say I want to look up Tufts. Alright, and so this is my the area of Tufts, and we can see that there actually is a site nearby, the Alewife Brook. And so if you're looking for your site, you can type in an address that you know is nearby your site, look up the area near it, and then just click access data down here. So you click on the site, and then you click access data. So let's do that now. So as you can see here, this is the data information that they have, the begin date, so when they started collecting it, and the end date. Sometimes you'll see them where there's only a few days collected, and that means that someone, or for example, well, no, we don't have any of those here, but sometimes someone will go out for only a few days just to assess a small river. So you can see that as well. And this is the hydrologic unit number, the HUID that I mentioned before in class, for those of you who are in the Tufts class. And so if we wanted to access this data, there's a few ways that we can do it. So we can click here, and we can look at having the website graph time series. So in this case, if I wanted to look at maybe daily statistics, so this is daily information, which would probably be pretty large map if I wanted. I could also just let's look at peak stream flow for an example. Okay, yeah, and so here is the stream flow at that gauging station. It seems quite variable, it's by year. I could download this as tab separated data, so this could be something I could bring into Excel or into a statistical program or even a GIS program. So, and you can select multiple output types, and it's actually quite useful. So let's see if I can. So here's the water quality measurements, which are commonly would be useful for you guys, and I can, so let's just say I want to have tab separate inventory of the water quality data, and I think I should put in a date here, otherwise it will be right. So from, let's say I want it in the last 6 months or so. Okay, and so if I scroll down, hit submit. Oh, no data were found. Alright, so sometimes that happens. I think you have to look back at the site to see what, let's take a look. Yeah, they ended in 2001, so I'll need to make it before 2001. So let's just say 2001. Although the hard part, oh right, yeah, and then April, so I'll switch that to. Right, and so this is kind of the process of how you might how you might select data. So you have to look at up here where it says the date range, right? And of course this might not be the there might be missing data in some of these, and this is 2001. This is, I'll just do 2000. Okay. All right, so now okay, you save it as a CSV file. Let's open it up. And CSV just means comma separated values, so it just tells Excel how to delineate or to separate the text document. So there's a lot of metadata here, which is great. And this is all of the information that I could get. So this is the inventory of data. So now what I know is, all right, if I want to look at the color of the water in platinum cobalt units, I want to look at this column in the data set. And so now I can understand, all right, what data is available for the site and how can I access that data? And so this is an important thing to have if you're going to start downloading data, because a lot of times you'll just see this name and you might not know what that means. This tells you exactly what units it in, what units it is in, and what it means. It's a really great point of reference. So now that we know what data we have available, we can go back here, click go. Always forget to do that. Let's see. And we can actually generate a table of data. And I actually like to do this first because it allows me to quickly, in a browser, estimate what data we have available and the values. Right, so here is the sample time, pressure, discharge, right? All of this data that we saw before, and we can see the estimated values. And you can even pull off this. I mean, you can highlight, right, and then bring it into an Excel sheet as well. So this is how you'd get water information off of the USGS, and now you know how to download the data, access the data, use this this map that we used previously to select the points. If you want to select by groundwater sites, you could do that. So I'll have to zoom out here so we can see groundwater sites, but those are the red sites there. So let's actually zoom back in. Zoom in again, see if there are any nearby groundwater sites so we can take a look. I'm sure there will be. Maybe not too close, but one more zoom. All right, so yes, there's one here. And so we could even get groundwater data for this. And let's see what kind of data they have. So I immediately see, oh, okay, there's some off-site data. And there's field groundwater level measurements from 1940 to 2016, 904 of them. So that's good. I could look at, let's look at the field measurements. So if you go here, yeah, so here's the a nice graph of the data. Of course, it's a little noisy because it's quite long. And I'm sure there's a lot of seasonal variation in there, but this seems like a nice set of data. You can also reselect the period if you want to make a more focused in graph, right? I could click on graphs of data and tell it a date range, and then it could regraph that for me. So this is very useful if you don't want to bring it into Excel. You can just make the graph with USGS. And just like Professor Horsley said, when you see the USGS name on the graph, you feel more confident on the data. I mean, it's something I think we all rely on. So yeah, so this is how to use the USGS to download water data. I hope you enjoyed this video so far. Let me know if you have any questions. You have my email, and feel free to reach out via here through comments as well. Thank you very much. Hope this is helpful. Bye.